All right, good morning. My name's Lee. I am a programmer. And what we are doing is we are working on HAPS. I've been working on it for a few streams now. HAPS is a happy hour directory. And what we're doing is using LLMs to scrape bars and restaurants' websites for happy hour information, putting it all together in a nice searchable directory so you can go out and get drunk with your friends cheap. I am sort of overarching theme of this channel is going to be working with LLMs, figuring out the best way to get LLMs to help us as programmers. I've been doing this for a long time, about 25 years. I've held principal roles, worked in large companies, small companies, and yeah, just sort of still trying to figure out exactly the best way to work with LLMs to allow us to write software faster. Anyway, that's the rough pitch. New to YouTube, it will get a little smoother as we go. Anyway, I don't really remember where we left off. I think we were struggling with a fixture problem. This is a Rails application. Got through that. If that is indeed where I left off, TLDR there is you can't reference fixtures by name if those fixtures have hard-coded IDs. So pick one or the other. Anyway, let's move on. Kind of where we are now is I'm thinking about, like, really, how do I get something up? We are a couple things. We're relying on SEO for distribution. Say I am, it's just me. I'm relying on SEO for distribution, which means Google needs to pick this up. It's going to take some time for that to happen. So really what we want is we want to just have the directory up and let Google start picking it up before we really worry about other features like users being able to add happy hours or modify happy hours, delete happy hours. Like, all that stuff is very important. There's a social aspect of this, but none of that really matters until people can find it, know about it. And so really that is, can we get data on the page from the venues websites and get that in an indexable fashion for Google, and then we can prove whether Google will actually give us any sort of like rank for this information. So we have scraping working, I would say, but it's still, like, I don't have a lot of confidence in it. There are a lot of steps, a lot of LLM calls, and visibility into that is like meh. So I think probably what we should do, like, let's just walk through the site. So the way this works is, I basically create locations in the system, and then I can crawl Google Maps for bars and restaurants with happy hours, and then crawl those sites and try to extract the happy hours from that. So obviously this is garbage. I just have this card on a screen for each location at this point. It's probably fine. I have a placeholder for, like, yeah, it'd be nice to know, like, how many happy hours are actually in a location. It's actually a little more complicated than it seems because locations are hierarchical, and we need some sort of like roll up of, like, if a location is associated with a neighborhood in New Haven, it should also count for New Haven. This seems to be working. I can actually search for happy hours on specific days. So I think it would be good like, let's just start testing the site. I think that makes sense to me. So if I first, let's see. So this is the search mechanics. If I was Google, I come to this page. Here I'm looking at happy hours for today. Okay, I can click on these other links and find other happy hours. I come to the page. This one has no specials. Oops. If I look at Tuesday, though, I find this other one. So first of all, we're not getting our logos in, even though they should be scraped. We probably need a logo placeholder here. This is not great, this summary text. Really, probably the most important thing to test at this point is that the happy hour actually gets extracted properly. This one I've tested, it does look good. Obviously the design is garbage here, but we're just trying to get the data at this point. See this, I think the summary is not actually correct. So what would be really helpful at this point is to see a description on this page, like if I'm, let's say, logged in as an admin, or even now, it doesn't matter until this goes live. So let's do that so we can actually like test a happy hour. Like look at the description, look at the final product, and say, does this match, right? So let's do that. This is our happy hour show page. Happy hour show. And then we want our happy hour controller. And so again, we're leading on, oops, no, stop. We're using Aider against the against Sonnet, using Sonnet. Aider is the AI coding tool, and Sonnet Claude 3.7 as the LLM. And we're just going to see how much we can really lean on this. So we have our happy hour controller is doing a happy hour search here, and then doing a find in the show, obviously. So let's look. Part of the pipeline of extracting happy hours uses a model called the happy hour description, and that has that has a lot of that has many steps. We're gonna, sometimes in the description you get multiple happy hours, so we're gonna like pull those apart. We're gonna extract the specials, we're gonna extract the times, and any important details, like only at, you know, this special is only available at the bar versus like in the dining room. Right now there's no, I don't think there's an actual connection from the happy hour description to the actual happy hour. We can look down here. Happy hour times, create, venue, happy hour, create. So we can see here that the happy hour description is just going to create a new happy hour on the venue. Let's see, with happy hour data description. Sorry, where happy hour data? Do we have? here. So it looks like maybe the happy hour does have a description. It does. And so I'm calling, that's not great. I'm calling it description and desk in some places. So we might be able to just simply add happy hour description. Let's see if that's coming through. So again, happy hour show. If we just at the end of this guy, let's just see if we just dump at happy, oops, can't type this morning, description, we do, okay. Okay, great. So it's not, this isn't perfect because we've already run some of this text through the LLM to actually like separate the happy hours. But I think it's okay because like what I kind of want is each happy hour to have an original description, but again, it's an actual like one-to-many problem where what we find on the website might actually be like multiple happy hours, as I'm calling it. We have the sort of recurring daily happy hours, which are, you know, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8, like here are the specials, but then we have a different happy hour on Tuesday and a different happy hour on Wednesday. So those are all unique happy hours. So we have to kind of like separate those, and we're using 4.0 Mini to do that, and then each of those become a happy hour. And so we're getting our description here. We can see actually that this isn't exactly right. Now we have to figure out if the data is wrong or this sort of like summary of the days is wrong. So it's the way that this should be modeled in the database is having two separate happy hour times, a Monday through Thursday from 3 to 8 and a Friday from 3 to 7. So let's see, this is happy hour 13. So we'll say happy hour, happy hour, happy hour times. And so what do we get? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so that is, oh, here, sorry. That's 3 to 8. 3 to 8, and that is Monday through Thursday. And then we have 3 to 7 on Friday. And that is, so the data is correct, our description is not correct. So let's figure out, well, yeah, that's right. Let's figure out where that's coming from. So happy hour when, so I think I modeled that when as its own thing. And let's write a failing test first. When Monday through Friday, when Monday and Thursday. When returns no. Okay, so we're gonna say test when different times on different days. And what I've found is that if we kind of put in a comment, it can be a lot better than actually just like prompting it, or I should say put in, like, just kind of like put the data in that we want to test with, and then tell Aider to write the test, then we'll double check it. So if I want to just copy something like this, and then we'll paste that in, and we'll say, let's comment this out. It's kind of junky, but and now let's clean up our buffers. So all we really care about is we'll get rid of the show, get rid of the controller, get rid of the happy hour, because all the information's in there. We don't need the description, and we have the when test. So write the test for different times on different days. Let's see what we get. Cool. So let's run the test. Sure. And that fails. Let's see. Expectation, great. It fails exactly how we want it to. Monday through Thursday, 3 to 8, and Friday from 3 to 7. Perfect. Yes, let's add that. Now make the test pass. So TDD with Aider, with Sonnet really works pretty well. And that's something I really want to experiment with, is just different methodologies of programming, and how, like, what do the LLMs respond to well. And I think we'll test everything from a very iterative, I've been noticing this. Sorry, we'll I want to test everything from a very iterative sort of XP, like extreme programming paradigm of, small steps, very much TDD, not thinking too far ahead, and just always have working software, build some features, play with those features, change those features, that sort of thing, to even like big upfront design. Like, does that get us further? I'm sort of skeptical that that's a great idea, because even if the LLM works really well with big upfront design, it is very hard to know what you should build, to predict exactly how something should work. It's much better it's just much easier to see what's wrong once you have something to play with. So I don't want to add all this because we have quite a few failing tests. What I would prefer to do is come up here and then copy. Is that copying? That's not what I want. Whoa. Sorry, my T-Monks went a little crazy. Okay. Maybe window up. Copy that. Paste. Give it a try. Fix the tests. So we just give it a single output instead of adding all the tokens. And so what did you do? Let's run it. Let's see if it was able to fix its own problem. It was. Excellent. No, we don't need to put that in there. And so now, if we refresh, we have the problem fixed. Good job, Aider. Good job, Sonnet. Monday through Thursday, 3 to 8, and Friday, 3 to 7. Let's go back here and make sure that is right. So this is the venue page. It's beautiful. Really, at this point, I am focused on the mobile design, and though this is kind of garbagey, you know, it's responsive. It's not absolutely terrible on the mobile view. It's just we haven't really dealt with a desktop view here. So that's great. Let's check that in. And here, exit. To review our changes, see how it did the implementation. Okay, so I do not like this pattern of the LLM really wanting to comment the shit out of the code. I'm a strong believer that like comments are a very big opportunity to just give the programmer incorrect information. It's just another thing that has to be synchronized. And so the code itself, especially in Ruby, can be expressive enough to where comments aren't necessary most of the time. And then if you just can't make your code expressive, if it's code that just has to be read over and over, because again, it's just not, it is difficult to express what it's doing, sure, add a comment. But these comments of like here, group happy hour times by their day patterns. Well, group by day pattern it's just redundant. So we're gonna come back to that. Let's just look through, see if there's anything else we want to do. Yeah, these comments are just noise. The test is solid. The white space is annoying. Deal with that later. So let's get, we already added. Let's just make sure we are where we think. Yes, everything has been staged. So we can prompt again. I'm going to try something I haven't done before, where, first of all, let's get rid of that. So let's add the files. Oh, what is change in get diff cached app views? Oh, right, we did that. Okay, great. So what do we have? We have when, and we do want lessons in here. So let's when. Sorry, we have lessons. We want the tests in here. So it flipped. I forgot to flip it back. Conventions and lessons. So want you to remember the following lesson. Only add comments. Only add comments. How do I want to say this? So we'll see how it puts it in its own words. I have this lesson file that's always in context, and it's modifiable, so the LLM can actually like record lessons into that when it helps clarify the code. Always try to make the code self-explanatory. Explanatory? And spell. Do not add redundant comments. Okay, so I'm curious now if it writes the lesson file and if it removes the comments in context. It's interesting. One thing I've noticed about using cursor versus using cursor with Sonnet 3.7 and using Aider with Sonnet 3.7 is like it seems that using Sonnet with cursor, like Sonnet is way more aggressive. Like it will aggressively try to fix things in your code that have nothing to do with what you've prompted it to do. I haven't noticed that as much, so I'm wondering if that's the underlying just cursor prompts that are really, really telling it to be aggressive and fix things, because it will, like if it just comes across stuff that's like, oh, that's not quite right, it has nothing to do with what we're doing, but let's go ahead and fix that, it will do it. I haven't noticed that as much with using Aider and Sonnet. So let's see, what did we change here? So I don't want to run the shell command quite yet. I want to see what the changes are. Okay, it removed the comments but did not update the lesson. Okay, so I need to figure out how to prompt it a little better there, but it did remove the comments. So that's a solid change. So, right, let's look at our diff. So yeah, much better. I mean, this code explains itself. Great. So let's just Rails test, make sure we haven't broken anything else. Write that lesson to the lessons file. Let's see if it knows what I'm talking about with that. Okay. That's interesting. So it's picking up here. I think it's picking up part of the Aider. It doesn't know what I mean by that, right? And so this is just a sort of, it's really a writing problem, right? When you're using like pronoun references like that, it's hard. It can be difficult to know what you mean by that, or it, or he, or she, or whatever. So we have that problem with the LLM too. I should have been more specific, but now we know. So I really don't want to reiterate the Aider prompts. I want to get rid of that and leave that lesson in. Fixing happy hour when description to handle multiple days, or handle days with different times. So really I think I can get Aider to just like do these commits, and maybe I'll start doing that. It's just me on this project. I'm the only one that's ever going to read these things, and honestly, I'm just going to look at the diff more than I'm going to look at the description. If you're working with other people, get commits, messages, very important. If you're working by yourself, not so much. So let's just... all right, so getting back... So we have this, that's fine. It's a little ugly, but we did fix that. So I think what I want to do at this point is try to scrape a few more venues and just do a little testing. Because again, if we can get to a point where the scraping is solid, we can create a sitemap and get this out, and like the information will be useful, and Google will start indexing it, and we'll see if Google will actually rank HAPs, and that will take time. Time is definitely a component of rank. So we want to get that going as quickly as possible. So let's see. So if I go, I have a CLI. So another thing I've been working on is instead of doing like typical admin pages as part of the site, like, well, what can I do just via a CLI? Like, is this faster to develop? And so far, not sure. Part of it has to do with I just haven't built a lot of CLIs, so kind of futzing with how it should work is taking time. So I'm not sure how that'll net out. But I can do venue list. We just have New Haven in here right now. A bunch of sites. Let's do that again. Okay. So let's see. 80 proof kitchen. Do we have a happy hour? We do, and that happy hour is on the site. I think this site tends to time out. I think I have a timing problem, but it's here. Let's see if we can get it. So we could say, what is the commands here? So we could do venue scrape 83. Are you sure? Yes. Scrape trigger. That's not exactly what I thought would happen. Let's look at the venue command. So when we call scrape, are you sure? Venue scrape, def scrape, website scrape. This is not, hold on, am I just hitting like a dead code path that I left in here? Because venue, website, def scrape, yes, scrape, oh, it's scraping logo and description. So I think I have, yeah, I do. Okay, so I have two different kind of competing commands here, but that should have scraped the logo, which there's not a real like link to this right now. But if I go to, sorry, what are we like? What is the name of this place? 80 proof. Here we are. Okay, so we do have a description now, and we didn't get a logo, so I'm curious about that. Do we have a logo problem, or did it just not find one? Visit website. So typically what we do is we look for meta tags. There is a logo there. So we should have picked that up. Let's figure out what's going on there. Might as well. Scrape logo. So on the website, we should have the logo, and then the venue should get that. So let's go back here. Let's exit our CLI and go to the Rails console. So venue find what, let's get our slug here. This is going to be a friendly find. And v dot logo, I think it's attached, I can call false. So we don't have a logo. Venue, how about website? Great. Okay, so there is a logo URL. But this is not working. So I'm kind of curious if we just run this, what happens. So we have venue right now. What do we have? V. So venue equals V. And then logo URL. And then attach. Wrong number of arguments given. Just let's double check. Venue, yes. Logo URL, yes. So that's wrong. And are we, when we call scrape though, do we have a rescue somewhere? Why am I not seeing that error if that's arrowing out? Let's see again if we can lean on Aider to fix our problem. So let's reset. Let's add our docs. Gotta get this set up a little bit better. Docs, lessons, and our app. Can I do this with multiple? App, model, venue, website. Okay. Let's do ask and say, oh, hold on. I might be totally looking at the wrong file here. This is not on get. Yeah, scrape logo. Ask. Why is venue logo not being attached to the venue when logo URL is present? See if this can help us out. See if it can fix the problem, or we'll just debug it. Yeah, that didn't help. Okay. Stop. Because we are. Yeah, let's just. I want to call scrape logo and see what happens. So if we say venue dot website dot scrape logo nil. Just so puts does homepage have a logo? Just gonna litter this and see what happens. So I completely missed this guard. Just not a little too. So if we remove that, and so that must have been around. So I must have like scraped this venue, modified that, and just totally missed that guard. So let's look at venue scrape logo, venue website scrape logo. Great. And so now we're getting the correct error. So let's see now. Get rid of these, clean this up. So now let's go back here. And let's see if Aider again can fix our problem. So we just have the website, and let's paste the error in. Scrape logo. No. What am I fucking up here? In 117. One more time. Now I'll remove those comments and I lost the context of the error. Oh, and so that, did that do the right thing? What? It did do the right thing. Okay, so hold on, it did make the change. Update logo URL, logo. Oh, logo attach. So it did make the change. Seems like it's working. If we go over here, we do get a logo. So okay, we're good. So scrape logo, return if logo present, update, yes, let's get there. And yes, we have the security problem, but we'll deal with that later. All right. Cool. So let's just call scrape venue or venue scrape on a few other venues and see if we're getting the description and the logos properly now. So bin haps. So again, venue list downtown. Let's give ourselves a little more room. And let's call venue scrape 92. Okay. Venue scrape, let's go 100. Let's say venue scrape 137. Okay, so it seems like that's a new one. Done some of the other ones. Okay. Let's look at that guy. So it would be nice. Yes, this is where I'm not sure about the CLI. Like, I kind of want to be able to open up the page, and like it'd be so nice to just be able to like have a link to these things. But whatever, deal with that later. So that was what number was that? 137. Okay, so that did pick up a logo. It did pick up, I wouldn't call this important information, but it's got some good highlights in there. Kind of want to iterate on the important information prompt. What else? We have, let's see what 100 looks like. Okay, so did not get the logo. Does have some happy hour information. But again, this could be, let's try to rescrape that. We'll see. We're on 100. Venue equals venue find 100 venue.website.logo URL does have one. So let's say it's nil venue website save exit haps venue scrape 100. And we get a logo. It's not the actual logo, but it's probably the picture they put in for Facebook Open Graph. So that's fine. That's as good as we're gonna get if that's how they chose to build their website. All right, so that's working fairly well. Again, need to reservation. So this is good information. Casual dress code is not. Might as well fix problems while we're here before we start scraping too much. So let's just add this to our prompt. And let's see, scrape description is using the venue description from website prompt. And we could ask Aider to do this, but it's probably faster just to do it ourselves. So So I have new tmux bindings and they are driving me a little bit crazy. I think I'm gonna have to change them. Do not include any HTML, exclude dynamic information, focus stable long-term characteristics, highlights. Okay. Required. Do not include information not important to the average visitor, to the average, yeah, whatever, such as casual dress code, or what else are we getting? Let's look at some others. Casual dress code. Do not include information or anything not to the average visitor, such as casual dress code or information about catering or private, what's the word they use? Private event options. Something like that. Okay, so now I'm kind of curious if we rescrape those, like, does it do a better job? So a couple things we want to do here. Well, first, let's look at how scrape works, or scrape description. So if we have a venue description on the website, we're just going to skip. So what I want to do is not do that right now. So it should have a way to like rescrape. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. So this was, and I'm not hot reloading in my CLI, which is another annoyance of the CLI. Like, I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I gave it 5 minutes and couldn't figure it out. So let's look at 137, venue scrape 137. And you can see we're making the LLM call. Let's refresh. All right, still talked about the event space. That's whatever. It's probably good enough for now. Let's do 100. And you can see we're using 4 mini. Okay, so again, not really important information. Let's see if Aider can do a better job at this prompt. How about if we just change the wording? Critical information. Did not include obvious information. Not relevant. Maybe let's triple that. Relevant? Is that how you spell that word? Relevant? No. Irrelevant to a happy hour patron, happy hour customer. Any information subject to change. Do not include any information that should be included in highlights. All right, let's try one more time. Venue scrape 100. Yeah, that's not going great. So I think it's honestly getting a little bit worse. So not doing a great job here. I don't know a solid way to, like, I want to paste sort of like multiple pieces of context into Aider, and because I want to give it examples of the problems I'm having with the prompt. And I don't know a good way to do that with Aider. So we're going to go over to GPT. You are a LLM prompting expert. Help me improve the prompt below. Prompt. I only want critical information to be returned in the important information section. That's what I call it, right? Important details. Examples of what not to return. Examples of what should not be returned. Of what should be returned. So let's see. It's not even great. is kind of boring. What do we have here? Casual dress code. It's like members only. No sneakers allowed. What else? I'm trying to think of some that I've seen here. Yeah, let's see what it comes up with here. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, I should just put all my prompts through this. So we have a response schema. So really we're just in the instructions prompt. Great. No, let's paste did not work well. All right, let's try again. Just make sure I haven't broken anything here. Great. So actually we got none. Yeah, that looks good. Let's do a few more. So what ID are you? Elm Street. So let's venue list again. $80. Venue scrape 80. Fucked it up again. That is not what we want. Okay. So it's possible that we're going to have to take multiple passes on highlights versus important information. So I've invested about as much time as I want to at this point. It seems like we're getting the logos well enough. I'm just surprised it didn't do better with this. Yeah. Let's just do a couple. Okay. That's interesting. I don't think that's true. I've been to this place. Oh yeah, I guess it is. Huh. Okay. That's good information. So good job. And it did pick up a logo. Making a call. Let's see what happens on 85. Okay. I think I've seen this logo, and yes, that is the actual thing that it puts in the metadata. Okay, no sneakers allowed. Great. Recommendation cache only for certain menu items. That's solid. I'm kind of surprised that that's the case. Cache only for certain menu items. The team, the bar, our story. Let's look at the bar. No. I wonder where I got that from. Huh. Cache only. That's very interesting. Let's see if we can do a Google search for cache on this site. Site cache. Okay. That's funny. So we'll come back and look at that. Let's do a few more. Let's do Cafe 9. No. 110. We already did 100. Okay. Okay. I mean, good enough. Maybe that's important to some people. Let's look at dangles. Scrape. Oh, no scrape. Okay, so we'll have to deal with that. That's fine. Let's do one more. 108. Oh, venue scrape. Venue scrape 108. Okay, did not get a logo. Reservation required for dining and events. Cooking classes available, right? Reservation only. Okay, it's fine. Unique atmosphere with artistic decor, including a psychedelic pig. Awesome. All right, so fairly happy with that. Let's scrape some happy hours. Enough of this. Where are we with venue website? Let's return you. And what did we change? Oh, and the logo. Okay, so fixed venue description, prompt, and logo attachment. Great. Okay, let's scrape some happy hours. So back to Haps. Venue list again. Yeah, this is I'm not sure about this CLI. I like the idea of pushing as many tasks as we can into the CLI, but this as our primary, administrative surface is not feeling great. So let's do 80 proof again. So spots 83. No happy hours. This is the one, I believe. Yes, this does have a happy hour, but this has given me trouble. I think we will find it, but then on the page, this won't be here. I can't remember if this is an iframe or just loads asynchronously. So let's do scrape venue 83. Yes. Okay, so we're not actually scraping the website because we already have a lot of that information. Happy hour found on the happy hour on this page, which is correct. It did find the right page. Let's clean up some of our windows. And yes, okay, so it is interesting. I am using a browser, in-memory Chromium browser, running JavaScript, but for some reason it's not actually capturing the happy hour information. Let's look. Looks like we have different happy hours listed. But nothing, no details. Let's see if we can figure this out. So, a couple things. Do we see any iframes? I think that would be something to figure out. Document dot get element by tag name. Get element by tag name. Iframe. Is that right? Yes, and we do have a couple iframes. Okay. So, thought we were handling iframes. If we look at our browser, process iframes. So let's see if we can pull the example here. Let's go back. Iframes. Reload. Iframes. Yeah, this one. Let's copy this. Copy element. Let's see if GPT can help us out here. So if I that do what I wanted to do, why does that not appear? Oh, there it is. Iframe. Got it. Let's pull also our browser. We don't need all that. Okay. You are a web scraping expert. I feel like this URA prompt, I don't know how well that works. Let's try a different approach. Task, fix the browser class to properly handle iframes on our website. Problem. The following snippet is an example of an iframe being missed when the browser gets the page data. Yeah, let's just go with that. Here we go. Let's see what it does. Okay, so yeah, we're using Ferrum browser. We're not pulling images, fonts or media, just for speed. Let's see, what did it change? So frames, extreme URL. Okay, key fixes. Properly replaces iframe content by extracting the inner HTML of the body. Waits for the iframe to load before replacing it. Handles frame not found. Cool. Let's see. Let's see if this actually does what it's supposed to do. Let's delete this guy. And then let's see what our diff is. Okay, we'll come back to that web share proxy. It's interesting, it is calling the wait for ready state. Let's take that out. So we add the source at XPath iframe source equals the frame URL. Frame node. Okay, that's interesting. Let's all right, let's see. Let's also see, because this is somewhat idempotent. Let's see what our guards look like. Definitely an area of improvement. It's kind of annoying to debug this stuff with these guards in place. So if we look at the happy hour scrape, venue website happy hour scrape, return if complete. Now we might just be creating a new one each time. Let's give it a try. Haps, and then our ID on this guy is 83. So a scrape venue 83. And then did we see, this might have not actually re-scraped. So I think what's happening is that the body of these pages is being persisted, and we want to clear that out. So venue find 83 venue dot website venue pages dot destroy all, and then let's look at the venue or dot website. great, and venue website happy hour description. Isn't that the case? Venue website. Happy hour scrapes. So if we look at our scrape command, what are we doing? We are great. So we're creating a new scrape each time. That's exactly what we want. All right, so let's exit. Let's run haps again. I'm gonna scrape venue 83. Yes. Great. So we are blowing up. Let's feed this back to GPT. Okay. So it either hallucinated, frame not found error, or that was an old API. It's not worth looking into. Let's see if it's able to fix its own bugs. Go back to browser. And this is in history. I don't need that. Copy, paste, run again, apps, scrape, venue 83. I wonder if that wait is just, oh, no, it did the thing. Happy hour scrape complete. So let's see. So definitely not, just constantly appending new happy hours is not great. Did not get the pages. So let's look at those pages. So this should have a happy hour page, something like that. Happy hour pages. Okay, so it does, and the first dot body is a lot. So much garbage. So we have a couple methods here. LLM readable text. Yeah, we can see that still didn't get the iframe. Yeah, did not. I don't think anyway. Let's just search for something like taco. There is no taco. No. Didn't get the contents of the iframe. So let's take a bigger chunk of the page. Copy element. Ferrum still did not. let's say our browser still did not return the contents of the iframe. Let's just look here. iframe replace blah 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 p. Yeah, from p.body. Here is a larger snippet from the website we are trying to scrape. Let's give it one more try. If not, I'm gonna punt on this. We'll see. I think we can have some observability into this in our application. What we can do is say that when we find a page that should be a happy hour page, right? This is typically going to be a link to something that says happy hour, and then we can just pull like all the pages in which we didn't really get a happy hour description from the happy hour page, and just see what the gaps are, and see how big a problem this really is. But let's give it one more shot. I am somewhat concerned that this is really going to slow things down depending on how we're waiting. Yeah, because see here, we have this load iframe, wait for iframe. Query selector, what's selector here? Oh, selector. Let's pull this in. Not search. Get out of here. Get out of here. Aider is not really helping us that much anymore, so let's just hide you. And we'll get rid of all of this. We'll copy you. Here, and then I'm kind of curious. Evaluate, wait for selector. Not sure who's calling that, if that's built in some kind of way, but I don't think so. This seems kind of wrong. Definitely see GPT and Claude just kind of hallucinating APIs that it wants to exist but don't. Yes, because if this gets evaluated, all we're going to do is create this function. I mean, that's exactly what it's doing. It's just creating this function, but no one's calling this function. I'm just kind of curious. I don't see any reference to this. That seems like a total lie. Yeah. So that doesn't exist. Don't know what you're doing there. Ensure all iframes load. So I'm just gonna go back. Are you sure exists? You're right to question that. But I didn't properly integrate it. Let's fix that. Okay, so let's undo this. Try again. Copy. So So for each frame that has a URL, we're going to find the iframe and set the source to the, it's interesting now, we might end up setting the source back to the source, but to the dataset source, okay. Load iframes for each iframe. All right, let's just try one more time. Oh, not that, sorry. So actually we do need to wipe the pages again. So let's venue equals venue. Let's make this a one-liner. Venue dot find 83.website dot happy hour pages dot destroy all apps scrape venue 83 and now found happy hour. So at least following the times, the time's always the same. Interesting, they might not be. Yeah, no food specials. So venue, dot LLM readable text. No. Okay, so I'm going to call that. This is definitely going to require some research. I'm kind of curious if there's just better off-the-shelf solutions to this. I'm tempted to just rip out all the iframe stuff at this point. Let's see where we are. Yeah, let's scrape some other pages. Come back to this. Let's see. So haps, bin haps. Venue list. So 80 proof, you are dead to me. This doesn't have a happy hour. This doesn't have a happy hour. This does. Let's see. It's not very descriptive, but it's $1 off. It's a terrible happy hour. Like, you're gonna get smashed and save $5 or $6. But let's see if we can scrape it. So scrape venue 92. And what is that? In happy hour description, extract specials, unexpected token. So is that bad JavaScript? Maybe. Let's investigate. So venue find 92, venue, let's look for, well, let's do actually happy hour description last. $1 off beer, so it did get a description. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. And if we say, let's look at happy hour description. So let's run parse on this guy again. Oops. Description, parse. No. And so, okay, we called parse, and now let's call, this is not a great API, but to happy hour. So we'll say venue.find 92, venue website, and then we have a description to happy hour, and we give it a venue website. Don't love that API at all. What are you telling me? Undefined happy hours for instance of website. Isn't that what it wants? Oh no, it wants a venue. Cool. Great. We got drink specials from a website. That's exciting. And looks like the times are correct. That's great because I have seen problems where it grabs just regular venue times. So specials, Friday $1 off. Perfect. Let's do another one. Actually, let's go back. What did you lose it on? So on happy hour description 46 in extract specials parse unexpected token. So 46 JSON parse LLM response. So this probably wants to be, let's look. So the LLM call has a parsed response, which rescues the parse error. Returns, it's not exactly what we want. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, let that blow up, and then we'll deal with that later, because the problem is it's not always JSON that's being returned. Maybe that's a mistake, that sometimes I'm returning text, sometimes I'm returning JSON. Because there are times, like if it should be JSON, then I want it to blow up. But it's fine. Let's let it keep blowing up. We'll see. If it keeps being a problem, we will notice. So did Barcade, it's Barcelona Wine Bar. Do you have a happy hour? Yes, you do. And this is great. It has a till late, whatever that means. So we have. Oh, this is okay. Great, perfect. So these are the actual like opening hours. The happy hour is Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. Then Sunday we have half off bottles. Let's see what happens. Scrape venue 100. Separating the description. So it found a happy hour. Great. Let's see what happened. Spots 100. Oh, look at that. was more information. So, okay, I just looked at this page. Oh, and there is a happy hour. And it is a PDF. This is fucking fantastic. So it was able to find the happy hour and parse the PDF. Let's pull it over here and just make sure. Let's see how well the PDF got parsed. Pretty clear. $7 espresso martinis, $7 dirty martinis, $7 Richmond gimlets, Saccabac, $4. We have $4.25 lager, $4 two roads, $3.75 half full, bright blonde pop, pale ale, great. We have some snacks. That all looks good. This is a success. Fantastic. Let's do another. Barracuda. I think this is another. This is another iframe situation. Let's give it a try. So that's 82. Great, found a description. Yeah, and nothing there. Okay, so it was able to get the hours, not able to pull the iframe. Let's see if the hours are at least correct. Tuesday through Saturday, 4 to 7, and late night, 9 to 11, also Tuesday. So 4 to 7, 9 to 11, Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Saturday, 4 to 7. Oh, it did screw that up a bit, the late night. It's not great. Yeah, also, okay. I am a little curious if I run this without JavaScript, what this page looks like. And curious if that information isn't the same. So let's go here. There's some turn off JavaScript button somewhere. Where are you? Where's our blog? Debugging, disable JavaScript, reload the page. Did it pull it? Oh, look at that. So I'm guessing it pulled it from here because without that iframe loading, we're getting nothing there unless it just can't see it. So join us for happy hour Tuesday through Saturday, 4 to 7, and then late night Tuesday through T-Day. So what the fuck is T-Day? All right, let's do another. Tells Barracuda, how about Cafe 9? Do you have a happy hour? You do. It's no cover. Not great. Not a great happy hour. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. That's 110. Let's see what happens. So found something. No cover. You did find that. So that's, did it get that right? Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. That's interesting. It does say no cover charge here. That must be just the description. And then we just don't know because it's not drink specials or food specials. It's like something else. Okay, whatever. I'm not too concerned about that. Let's look at Cafe 9. I think we already scraped this one. 101. Yes, we did that. That looked good. Did we do this guy? Menus, dining menu. Okay, I don't see a happy hour on the menu. I don't see anything. Let's skip that one. Delegna. Dangles does not have a website. Elm City. Did we? Oh, I know what happened here. Yeah, so this is pulling this group happy hour. That's not great. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. Harvest. So, yeah, this is another outstanding issue of making sure that we are on the right location, but there's nothing on this site. Jax. It's gonna pull a few more. Menu page. No, I don't care about that. How about Mecca? I think Mecca has a happy hour. It does have a happy hour. I'm curious because this is JavaScript too. Let's do Mecca and see what happens. 123. Interesting. Failed to process PDF. Okay, so it's getting a redirect on terms of service. I do not want that to happen. So basically what's happening is we prioritize PDFs. That's not great. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, we almost want to avoid, because I mean, like these terms of service, where, yeah, terms of service, privacy policy. So basically what's happening is we prioritize PDFs because if you're on a menu page and there's a link to a PDF, there's a good chance that that's the menu. Might be a happy hour menu specifically, or it could be a menu with the happy hour information. In this case, they have their privacy policy and terms of service links. So probably want to write a test that says, don't do that. Like, do not include those PDFs. So let's do that. We'll come back and see what happens here. So let's see. Do we have as well as on PDF 62, if we get a redirect here. So we're going to copy this error. And let's just delete all of our buffers. Oh, what's going on there? You know what? I'm just going to kill our buffers. Okay. And PDF. What did we say? We said on 62. So it's interesting. I don't know. I kind of want to keep erasing there, and then we'll actually see that more. I mean, PDFs shouldn't redirect that much. And I'm not sure what I want to do there. Yeah, sometimes better just to show the errors and deal with them. So really what I want to do is kill that and then open the venue page and the venue page test. And what we want here is the unknown PDF URLs to not include the words, I would say terms or privacy. So write a venue page test to ensure the unknown PDF URLs exclude any PDFs, and then what do we, let's look. So we really want it in the name. PDF URLs. Exclude any PDFs with, let's see, and we are, so for PDF URLs, we are only using linked, that makes sense, with the words privacy or terms in the link text. Yeah, so like I said, really want the CLI to work. Not sure it's really working for me. I thought it would be faster to have LLMs just create like a lot of CLI tools. And though that has been faster, I don't know. I mean, you can kind of tell it's just been trained on more web stuff. So it really does hallucinate the CLI APIs quite a bit, especially in Ruby, where I think it's probably even less common. Like it might do a better job in creating Python CLIs. It's just been okay. Let's see what we've done here. No, not you, window. Test looks good. Yes, let's run it. Did you also change the implementation? Nope. It looks like it just didn't listen, didn't write the test, wanted to see the test fail. So how are you doing that? So we are absolute URL. Yeah. So PDF URLs, unknown. Don't need that comment. Lessons not in context. Doesn't look like, so that's probably why I wrote that comment. Okay, I mean, it looks like it did the right thing. Just look at our diff completely here. Oh, I don't want the browser stuff. Add app model browser. Yeah, looks like it did the right thing. Cool. So actually, let's rescrape. Yeah. So we want bin haps. I forgot the number there. Again, this is kind of annoying. 123. So scrape venue 123. Boom. So, oh, right. Interesting though. Look at that. It did not do the right thing. Why? Are we persisting the PDFs? Let's look at the venue page. So, what is that? Where are we? PDF read, venue website, happy hour scrape. So venue website, happy hour scrape, 105. Page, happy hour page plus unknown. Let's see if it's still returning that. Venrail C. Venue find 123. Website happy hour pages first. No. Did it not save it? Let's look at venue pages. Oh, menu page. Okay, so we'll do last there. We have the menu page, and let's look for unknown PDF URLs. And it's still pulled TOS. And just to be clear, nothing is saved, right? So it has many PDFs, but PDF's URL is pulled every time. So why? Excluded terms, we're doing downcasing. Let's look on the page. Terms and privacy. Terms and privacy. So let's just take this step by step. Let's look at PDF URLs. PDF URLs. Okay, so it's looking at, right, okay, so didn't look at the test carefully enough. The test is TOS. It's interesting. So could work if we added TOS here. Like we could just add TOS. None. So that works. I'd like to use the text on the page, but it's probably fine. It's probably in the URL. Let's scrape again. Scrape venue 123. And so we are caching the contents of the page, so we're not actually hitting their website every single time. So found a happy hour. 123. Let's see what it is. No happy. Really? Found happy hour. Interesting. So let's look at 120. Let's just look at our happy hour description. Nothing. And I'm guessing it's because, let's see, first, do we get happy hour pages? No. We got menu pages. Yeah, venue pages. Okay, so we got the home page and we got the menu page. And our menu page, what are we looking at here? Menu page, happy hour links dot first dot happy hour links. None. Why didn't it find you? So we're on the menu page. Oh. Yeah, what are you? It's not even a link. It's just a label with some like JavaScript attached to it. Okay, not dealing with that. Not super worried because these might be location specific, but you know, if you build a shitty website, it's gonna be hard to scrape. Great. Let's move on. Let's see what other cases we run into. Venue list. I'm really getting ready to start building admin pages for this stuff. Firehouse 12. I kind of remember. No. Oh, yeah, this one. Something's wrong here. Like their menu's just broken. But I think they did have a decent one. Geronimo. Menus. Happy hour menu. No prices. Oh, drinks. Let's try that one. 88. Scrape venue 88. Okay. Look at that. Okay, so interesting. It did redirect. Why did you redirect? It does redirect. So we want to follow the redirect. I guess we do. Yeah, let's see if Aider can do this for us. Gonna reset. Going to no. Going to add that file into context and then say modify download remote PDF to follow redirects. Let's see what we got from Aider. Okay, so max redirects. No, I'm gonna max redirect like 2. All right, let's see how it actually does. Scrape venue 88. Boom. Read body called twice. Failed to. Okay, let's. See if I can get it. Okay. Interesting. It did. So it did find the PDF. That's solid. Didn't actually get the description from it. So let's open it up. Oh, I think it got it. Oh, maybe it didn't follow properly, because I think that's the not you. Yeah, that's the original. So let's just look at. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It did. It did get it. It's just like, there's no happy hour information on that. Oh, look at that though. Look, it did get a description. And then failed. Why did you fail? Because if I say happy hour last dot parse, so something isn't right here. Yeah, it did the right thing. Something broke, and I'm not sure what. Need to figure this out. So if only happy hour, scrape is complete, but you never got parse called. Why? That's weird. Because now if I say happy hour dot last dot to happy hour, and then I say venue find what is it, 88, and I refresh. Oh man, that is not correct. Why did it parse those? I mean, there's no times. Yeah, so this is one of those annoying ones where it gives the menu but doesn't tell you when the happy hour is. So I need to add that rule. So there's two problems to look into. Is like, one, why didn't happy hour parse get called? Let me debug that, and then also figure out how to get it to just not return anything unless there are times. Okay, let's do that. I'll probably go for another 20 minutes and then call it. All right. So the first thing we can do, and that is just so it's interesting. We did follow the redirect, which is good. Let's kind of want to better understand this change to make sure we're not doing something we don't want to be doing. Okay, the diff is not really helping us here. Let's add anything with venue. I'm going to keep these commits a little bit cleaner. Browser. So I want to exclude PDF links to TOS or privacy policy. Okay. And then add browser. And we're going to say attempt to load iframes. And then we're left with this guy. So what we had was, if it's a success, great. read it. If not, raise. Now we're saying if there's a redirect, so nothing changed with the response. So response, read body, we're going to write chunks to a temp file. Great. If it's a redirect, needs to have a location, sure. And we're going to parse the location. If it's relative, we'll make it absolute. Okay, and we are, where's that coming from? The current URI. Is that right? What's URI? URI is going to be the full path. URL. Okay, if it starts with HTTP or HTTPS, download the remote. As opposed to local, which is kind of dumb, so it's just for testing. Don't love that. Okay, URI. I see, parse URI. So if we, just to be clear, if we were to say, take this and say URI.parse, and then that's fine. So URI equals that. Current URI. So back to this. If it's relative, we're just gonna put those together. So URI.relative is false. But let's say it was. So if it was like URI, if it was just like path equals /foo, or path URI parse, path relative is true, but then if we did URI plus, is that path new location? That's the original. Yeah, I mean, that's just going to give us, oh, really? Hold on, if URI is the whole thing, but we say URI plus foo, yeah, it totally tacks it on. That's not what we want. Yeah, so to do current URI doesn't handle relative. Good job, Copilot. You knew that there was a problem there. Let's, hold on, we're not. Okay, so that's not correct. Thanks for that, Sonnet. If we're redirecting to a different host, create a new HTTP client. Okay. Is it necessary? Why? Okay, got it. Yeah, so let's create a new HTTP client with the new host and new port. So you have the host doesn't match the host port. That all makes sense. Use SSL, new URI is HTTPS. Okay, that all looks right. Current URI is the new URI. Redirects followed. And then while redirects followed is less than the max redirects. So we're at 0. We go to 1, so that's 2. So we'll go through plus 1. We'll go through again plus. So we're at 1, and then we'll stop. So yeah, I don't want to follow more than 2. Right? It'll be through redirect. Through redirect, that's it. Yeah, that's fine. I probably don't want to do more than 1, but whatever. 2, we'll give it a little more leeway. So yeah, let's tell it to fix that problem. And then what do we have? Tokens. So PDF. Fix the to do in PDF. So what did we say? Starts with no, that's not really what I wanted. I don't think. Can we undo? Here we go. If it's relative, I think what we want here is just what's current URI is that is a URI object, right? Yeah, current URI. I think we really just want host here. So again, thanks for nothing. I think that's right. I'm just could write a test for this, but there's mocking. Could extract an object. Probably is the thing to do, and test that. But you know, honestly, at this point, like we are playing a little fast and loose with this, and I'm okay with just testing it in production. We're testing it against real endpoints anyway. So let's and if it blows up, we scrape again, then that's fine. We'll deal with that then. So this is commit handle redirects, PDF redirects. Okay, and then we wanted to change our prompt to not include happy hour description if there are no times. So this is happy hour, something like description from text. Okay, it's already in there. If happy hour times are not explicitly stated, return null instead of making assumptions. let's just say it again. Do not return happy hour menu items if there are no happy hour times listed. So let's do, yeah, this is just going to create a new one. Actually, we can just scrape that again. Bin haps scrape venue 88. Yes. Oof. Okay, found happy hour script complete. Cool. And then if we look at is that what's 3016 UTC, that is now. It's still pulled the description, so need some evals in there. It's something for another day. It's about lunchtime. So what have we accomplished? We've definitely tested a lot of happy hours. I'm sure this has been a thrilling live coding session to watch. But we are able to pull happy hours. It's probably should handle this. That's probably something good to handle. I think next up, let's I'll put this on the to-do list, and also, what do we want to do? That's right. So if we are scraping a venue, we want to, I don't know, we either want to not scrape a website at this point if like the venue already has a happy hour. We still want to duplicate all the happy hours, or we want to like dump the happy hours and rescrape. If it finds some, like that could be a solid move. But we're getting close. We're getting close to actually being able to like scrape a city for happy hours. I think within another session like this, then we should be able to deploy it, actually run it, and see it in production. Then we can do the sitemap, give it to Google, let Google start crawling it, and then iterate from there. Anyway, thanks. See ya.